The Tony Award-winning musical Ragtime first appeared on Broadway 20 years ago. It addresses discrimination and social inequality at the turn of the 20th century, themes that are still sadly relevant more than 100 years later. Actors Danielle Fulton and Jared Joseph join us today, along with Asolo Rep producing artistic director Michael Donald Edwards, to talk about this amazing production. It is amazing. I saw it last weekend, and I can't stop talking about it, so I'm glad you're here.
Yes, it's fantastic.
So for people that maybe aren't familiar with the production, give us a synopsis of the show.
It's based on Dr. O's brilliant novel, which is basically a kind of panoramic view of America at the really the beginning of the 20th century, when there's enormous promise that everyone's going to have a shot, everyone's going to get a Model T, a lot of the issues that divide us are going to be overcome. And of course they're not. And it focuses on three families: an African-American family, an immigrant family, and a rich white family. And they each change and grow and develop and intertwine. And in this production, we have, the director's made the extraordinary choice. Oh, you're looking at it right now.
Yes. And if this story might be familiar to some of our viewers, it is because there was a television movie in the 80s, not of the caliber.
Yeah. Milos Forman directed a movie which was considered not very good.
But it was a very big hit.
It was a cultural event.
It was a huge hit as a musical in 20 years ago. Now, that production was known for a huge cast and huge sets and huge
60
production.
people in the cast, 30 people in the orchestra. We are doing it with 13.
Wow.
Now, it sounds like a diminishment, but it isn't. It's actually kind of essentialized the story and made it more emotionally impactful than it may have been, because I saw it, I've seen it twice. This production is landing in a way that is kind of stunning people. People have already come back to see it twice because they can't quite process what is happening to them in the room as they watch these stories.
Well, when you cut a cast size down that much, that puts a little more work on the actors that you have.
It sure does.
So let's talk to
it sure does.
Danielle and Jared. You are two of the leads in the show, but you also appear throughout the rest of the show in the ensemble. What is that like for you as performers?
Well, our director, Peter Rothstein, explains it as being responsible for each other's stories. So there's moments where someone like Mother, an affluent white woman living upstate, would set a picnic basket for us to enjoy ourselves, which is so important right now in this climate, that we're responsible for each other and take care of each other in that way.
Yeah.
It's humbling.
Yeah.
It's humbling, you know, and to be a part of the greater whole. You know, we all are storytellers, you know, in this piece, and that's really exciting. And it's also cool to see the story from different perspectives. You know, a lot of times when you're just doing your one particular track, that's the only way you see it. But to be in the scene with Tata, or in the scene with Mother and Father, I get to be in that space, not as Cole House, but as something else, which offers a great vantage point, you know, in a different one. So
and the show has so many beautiful, joyous moments. It also is. There are moments that are a little tough because it is still relevant. The discrimination and inequality that's happening today. Have you discovered new things in the show, revisiting it now?
Well, I always say it's fortunate and unfortunate that it's relevant. This book was written in 1975, I say about the early 1900s, and it's still relevant today. I think doing it with this audience, everyone is so in tune. We can hear them murmuring and breathing with us. I think that discovery is something that's really profound for me. Discovering with you is wonderful.
You are great together.
The two of you are fantastic
awesome
together, and we're very lucky. The music is a huge part of the show that we are going to get a little preview of one of the songs that you two get to do together. So while you get ready, Michael, I want you to set up the song that we're about to hear.
Okay, this song, it actually occurs in the second act, although it is the moment where Sarah and Cole House meet for the first time. He is a famous composer, performer in a Harlem club. He's become the single most famous person in Harlem. And he is a man about town, and this girl walks in, and as soon as he sees her, he falls instantly in love. And she sees him and feels the same thing.
All right, well, Danielle Fulton and Jared Joseph from Ragtime at Asolo Rep, take it away.
What's your name?
Sarah.
I'm Cole House.
I know.
There was no music in my heart tonight. Melodies kept refusing to flow. One look at you, now every note feels right. coming out all sweet and slow.
You tell stories like your hands play tunes.
Sweetest tune I know is Sarah Brown Eyes. Don't be shy now, Sarah Brown Eyes ought to take a chance. The stars are silver notes across that sky now, Sarah Brown Eyes. Come, let's dance.
I never heard no music quite like yours. Where'd you learn how to play it that way? Was I smart? I'd walk right out those doors.
Then I've gotta make you stay.
Nothing for it but a ragtime tune on that piano. Sarah Brown Eyes, don't be shy now. Sarah Brown Eyes ought to take a chance. The stars are silver notes across that sky now. Sarah Brown Eyes, come, let's dance.
Oh, fantastic. Danielle Fulton and Jared Joseph, accompanied by music director Steve Orich at the piano. Ragtime the Musical is at Asolo Rep now through May 27th. Don't wait. Get tickets and more information at oslorep.org. Coming up next, it's a tongue twister. The Sarasota Succulent Society is here. Phew.
You did it!